Hi everyone, so today I'll be sharing with you my top 5 brushes that is a must in everyone's kit. Even if you're a beginner or a pro artist or a self makeup artist, you need to have these brushes. The brushes that you have can of course be of a different brand, but you still need to have these brushes. Now I'm gonna suggest you what brand I use, and I've been using these for past 2 years and I've faced no problem in these brushes, but you're welcome to use any other brush, any other brand's brush if you want to. Now the question arises is, why is there a need to use brushes? First, everyone uses brushes. Second is brushes makes it easy for you to apply the makeup. Third, it becomes really a hygienic process. Brushes help in on point application. That is, they'll help you put the product on the place where you want it to. That I'm going to be telling you about are from the brand Proarte. Now, why I'm using Proarte brushes is because they are very convenient and easy to use. They are very travel friendly. Now, Proarte has a very good quality brushes. Now, a good quality brush is really important to change your makeup game, to utilize your favorite makeup products to their full potential. They would last for years and years after continuous use if you take care of them. So a good quality brush, what it would do is that it would pick up an exact amount of product and won't trap any unnecessary product.
With so many of them available in the market, how many to buy?
You don't need to have all the makeup brushes that are known to the mankind. Only having few brushes that can do your basic task would help you change your makeup game forever. They will the brushes would keep on coming, and this would go on and on. But once you know what all brushes you need depending on your requirement, you can just have those brushes, and if you take care of them, they're going to last a long. Now that being said, I'm going to start with the eyes. So there are two brushes that I would definitely suggest for the eyes, is a must have in a beginner's kit. Of course, self makeup artists and pro makeup artists, you know that there are many other brushes that we can have depending on the eyes we are working on. If you have a hooded eye, or if you have an eye which has a larger space, so the brushes can vary. The blending brushes can vary. Even the flat brushes probably can vary. So that's okay, but we are just at the moment focusing on the brushes that are must have in everyone's kit, and that's why I have limited these brushes to just 5.
So let's talk about them in detail.
Brush that I'll be recommending is PE19 brush, which is a flat brush from Proarte. So I think you guys have seen me using this brush often in my video. So what this brush does is it's used for applying eyeshadows. Now this is not used for blending, it's just applying the eyeshadows on the lid. Now I'll show you how we do it. So I'm just taking one eyeshadow, probably just one eyeshadow I took, and we'll just apply using our flat brush the eyeshadow like this. So we won't be blending it with this brush. It's just that we use it for applying it on the lids. Now the other brush, so you can use this blush to apply your shimmers or your matte eyeshadows. Whatever eyeshadow you have, you can just use the flat brush to apply it on the lid. Now the next brush that I have is the PE113 brush, and also I'll be putting all the price details and the link from where I got these brushes in the description box below. So these brushes are quite affordable and you do not have to buy the entire set. Even out of these brushes you think that you have one of the brushes and you don't need, you are free and you are welcome to buy individual brushes. So there's no hard and fast, so these are available in loose pieces, so you can buy those. This brush also I use quite often, and it is used for blending the eyeshadow. Now basically I use for blending it on the crease, above the crease, and applying the eyeshadow here on the outer corners. So I'm gonna take the other eyeshadow and I'm gonna show you how I do the blending motion. So I've just taken another eyeshadow. So suppose this is my lid, and I've applied the eyeshadow, the purple eyeshadow, using the flat brush, and here is my crease. So I'm applying this brown eyeshadow, and I'll be taking this blending brush and doing it in a wind viper motion or a circular motion. Okay, so this is how we use the blending brush, and the bristles are really soft. These are pretty easy to use. Blending. Now if I want to blend this eyeshadow, it's gonna blend it as well. So here's how it is. Okay, then the third brush that I would recommend is the third brush that I would recommend is the PE29 brush from Proarte. Now this is basically a smudging brush, or this is basically a smudging or a pencil brush. This is basically a pencil brush, what we say. Now this brush is optional. Why I would say is optional, because I have hooded eyes. The lid space is really less in my eyes. So for me, I think because most of the times I create the looks which are which involve applying eyeshadows on the lower lash line, and which is why I need a good pencil brush or a smudge brush to smudge the eyeshadow which is in the lower lash line. So basically this brush is used here. If you see, this is my lower lash line, and if I'll be applying any eyeshadow on the lower lash line, I can apply the eyeshadow using this brush. So I'm just going to take brown, because I already have a brown color in my lower lash line. And here's how we can apply this and smudge. So this is a pencil brush, which makes it easy because it's pointed, so it becomes easier for us to actually smudge in the lower lash line. And this brush is pretty easy to use. Like, it won't cause any irritation to the eyes or anything. Like, the bristles are really soft, so you don't have to worry about that. I think even if your eyes are sensitive, because my eyes are really sensitive, so you can see, like, my eyes are not watering, my eyes are not blinking. I mean, while application, at least I'm not. This is a must have only if you want to do some drama in your lower lash line, or if you have hooded eyes or you have lesser lid space, just like me. Otherwise you can completely skip this brush. You can totally keep it as an option. Okay, there are few kajals that that have a smudger at the back of them. I think there's one from Colorbar. I'm not sure what's the name of that kajal, but definitely there are few kajals from Colorbar or even in other brand that you get, and you get a smudger at the back of the kajal. So you can just use the smudger to smudge the kajal or even apply that eyeshadow. I use this brush because it helps me put the eyeshadows on the lower lash line very easily without any irritation or stuff like that. So yes, this is a must for me, but optional for you if you do not want it or if you do not think it's of use for you. Then I think we have covered the 3 brushes. Then the 4th one I have is the concealer brush. So I think probably I didn't give you a closer view of this brush. So here how it looks, and as you can see, it has a pointed tip. So just because it has a pointed tip, it becomes easy to apply concealer in the areas where a blender is not, where it is hard for the blender to blend. So for example, if you see this area near the inner corner of the eye or very near to the lash line, if you're someone who knows or who loves to do cut crease, I think a concealer brush is very handy. Now the concealer brush can also be used for cleaning around the lips. Once you apply the lipstick and if you see your lipstick is bleeding, then you can take your concealer, and let me show you how it is. Not sure where I have kept my concealer, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take my foundation itself, just for the purpose of showing you. So I don't know where I have kept my concealer, so I cannot find my concealer at the moment. So I'm gonna just take my foundation for this demonstration purpose and show you how we can clean our lips once the lipstick has been applied and if we see it's bleeding. So I've applied the concealer on my concealer brush, and I'm gonna just line it like this. Probably I have to take some more concealer. I have to take a little more. That's way too less. So here's how you can clean the area around your lips. Just in case your lipstick is bleeding. Which is why I think a concealer brush is very important and should be in your kit. So the last brush that I have, which should be in your kit, is this P12 brush from Proarte. This is a fluffy brush, powder brush, or a blush brush, whatever you want to call, you can call it. Now this can be used to apply all your powder products. It can be used to powder your under eyes, powder your face, apply blush, apply bronzer, apply a powder contour, and also highlighter. So the way I do it is I'm gonna take just my Smashbox palette, which has contour, blush, and an highlighter. So we just dip this brush in our product, just tap the excess off, and then we're gonna just apply. So I've applied the bronzer, and similarly I can apply the foundation. And if I want to apply a highlighter, I'll just take the highlighter like this, tap off the excess, and just apply the highlighter. Something I haven't included any foundation brush because I think instead of a foundation brush, one can invest on a blender. A blender can be used to blend your foundation, your cream products, your concealer. So I'll show you how the foundation brush looks like. It looks like this. This is a big brush. So you can use it sometimes to blend your contour or blend your blush, because it would actually give you a natural finish. But I believe that work can be done by a blender as well. Blender provides you a very natural and seamless finish. So I think probably instead of a foundation brush, you can always use a blender. However, this foundation brush is very fast. It takes seconds to blend the foundation. But if you do not want to invest in a foundation brush, it is completely fine. You can just grab a blender and you are good to go. So I think yes, that was all that I had in my list when it comes to having the brushes for a beginner. If you like the video, if you like it, please subscribe to my channel, give a thumbs up, comment down in the description box below. Have a great day. Bye bye.